Peace and blessings. It's your girl Janine with Symphony Reads. How are you doing? If you or anybody you know stands in need of prayer, don't hesitate to email us symphonyreads@gmail.com, or you can leave us a message 301-205-2005. I won't be with you long. I won't, I promise. Or at least I always say that, and then I end up being with you for longer than I anticipate. But today I just want to, because it's something that has been on my mind for a couple of days now, so I just wanted to jump in and kind of talk about it a little bit. And that is the warfare that happens in our mind. And to understand that the battle doesn't always have to be a physical altercation. And we see the battle has to be very physical, and the battle is not always physical. And what I mean by physical is not always we're on the battlefield. It's not always you draw your swords, I draw my sword, or one side draws a sword or another side draws a sword, or guns, um, uh, machine guns, or whatever it is. In that we're in this physical battle. That is a, a way. I'm not saying that it's not, but we have to understand that sometimes the battle is not so physical. It can be very much mental. And I feel like in these times, our guard is down because we are not guarding or understanding, because we don't see the threat, because it doesn't look how we think it should look. And if we don't see it as a threat, our what? Our guards are down. And one of that is our minds. We have to protect our mind. We should protect our head that houses our brain, that allows us to think. We have to protect our minds against thoughts that are there to deceive you, um, that are there to harm you or to have you harm yourself. Understand, you know, the mind is it can be a dangerous place. But because we think of battle, oh, I'm not in a battle, but we forget how a lot of it can just start as a thought in your mind. A thought. Somebody can say a gentle whisper to you, and again, we take it and run with it and do crazy stuff with it. You know what I mean? We take that initial suggestion that is very sweet, kind, or whatever, however it appears itself, and we can run wild with it, you know? So we need to protect our mind, you know, and we have within the armor of God the helmet of salvation. Helmet. That's a part of the armor. Helmet. Why would we need a helmet on? If you go into a battle, well, you definitely don't want that sword striking your head and you don't have one on. You definitely don't. You want something to protect you. So we have to protect our minds. Those darts come very subtle. And again, because we it's subtle, or we don't see it as a threat, then we let our guards down. We don't entirely put on every part of the armor that we're given to help protect us from such things. And so I'm telling you, let's protect our mind. If we don't know what we should think, we should think of things above. We should think of things that are positive, that are loving, that are kind. We need to think of those things. But that doesn't mean that because we should be thinking of those things that other things won't try to creep itself in. And it creeps itself in the most normal, unsuspecting ways. From what we read, from what we watch on TV, what we hear in the music. All of that stuff is in your minds. All of that stuff is in your mind. And you see it. And the more of that negative stuff you take in, the more it can corrupt you, your internal you. Everything on the outside can look great and be great, but what's on the inside isn't always that way. We have to protect our minds and what goes on within our minds, because that right there, those attacks are so subtle that you can truly miss it. You can truly miss it. So we should be on our guard. We should protect our minds. We think we will understand the war or the battle when it comes to us. And have you ever just woke up and you were like, you're so tired? Because you could have been in a war with your mind, but you didn't know how to protect yourself. So because you didn't understand that you was in a battle. You didn't. I don't sometimes understand that. I'm not picking on you. I'm picking on myself. I'm just saying. And we think of, when we think of fighting, we think that we have to fight a person. That it's going to be this person in front of me that I'm fighting. What happens when it's not a person, but a spirit, a principality? How does that look? We want to fight what we understand. If it looks bad, we will fight it. But what happens when it doesn't look bad? How do we fight? What are we fighting? What do we use? Protect your mind. Protect your mind. I see so many, and a lot of it starts in your mind. A lot of it starts in your mind. We have to protect our minds. We have to stay ready and protect all of us. The whole body needs to be protected. But I know a lot of war happens. A lot of battles happen within the mind. Within the mind. If I can weaken your mind, you'll be surprised how much a person can do and accomplish in that battle. It's perception. Perception. And it's happening in this world right now. It's happening now. And it's all perception. How you view it and what you view. It doesn't look bad, but that doesn't make it good just because it doesn't look what you consider to be bad. Just food for thought. Just food for thought. Protect your mind. God made us with a sound mind. A sound mind. Protect your mind from all of these things. Jesus was in a battle with Satan. Or tempted, let's put it that way. Jesus was tempted by Satan. We all know it. Satan didn't come with a sword. Satan didn't come with a gun. Not that he couldn't, but that wasn't the type of fight. Satan fought with words and tried to tempt God, with scripture of all things. And Jesus came back at him in scripture. And I find it always interesting when he came to Jesus. He came to Jesus when he wasn't at full strength, because he had fasted for 40 days and 40 nights. He was hungry. He was not at full in that way. If you, I'm just trying to get you to understand. So I'm gonna come at you when you're weak and you're not thinking clearly. You're not thinking straight, or you're so with the emotion. I need to eat. I need to eat. I need to do this. I need to do that, and I'll get you that. But I want you to do this. Do this. Do that. Yeah, that's how I get you. Again, a different type of war, a different type of fight. No, know that it can be as subtle or sometimes as loud. Protect your minds. Peace. Until next time.